Talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing. These wild, extravagant parties that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars were not parties at all. They were just a ruse to find sex assault victims for the new Diddys. Listen.
The fabulous parties with fabulous people might have been a cover for something sinister pre-planned by the Alexander brothers. Each of the three brothers has been accused of forcible rape by at least 10 women. All three indicted on federal charges of sex trafficking, while the twins, Oren and Alon, are charged with sexual battery in Florida. The Alexanders have denied the allegations in the civil cases, and their reps have previously gone so far as to suggest the accusers were trying to shake down the brothers.
Second verse, same as the first. Do I have to say deja vu all over again? Why the real estate bros are called the new Diddys? Same thing. Now, they called it fabulous parties. Diddy calls it freak-offs.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
To Christina Awayo joining us, investigative reporter and news anchor, the comparison between the real estate bros and Diddy are inescapable.
They are. They both are basically using their power and influence to allegedly drug and rape women. However, the brothers have been doing this, I think, longer than Diddy, all the way tracing back to high school. I think they were encouraged to do it with their lifestyle, and they have been described as being very aggressive, very bullish, very attackive when it comes to working in business. And also you have people from their high school years who are coming forward saying that they did it in high school, and people were scared. Everybody in the community was scared to speak out because they had so much power. They had so much prominence because they had so much influence. And the same goes for Diddy. He has so much power and so much money. People don't want to talk out against him. People are scared that their careers are going to be ruined, that they're never going to be let back into the music industry, that they'll be blacklisted from certain events. And I think the same is true for the brothers from Miami all the way to Florida. People are scared of not being believed. People are scared of having their lives ruined. They're scared of accusing men who have so much power and so much money.
The indictment also alleges that in advance of these events, the Alexander brothers and others procured drugs that they agreed to provide to the women, including cocaine, mushrooms, and GHB. As we allege, these drugs caused some of the women to be physically unable to fight back or to escape.
Please join us on our mission to find missing people, especially children, to solve unsolved homicides. If you're on the go, catch us on your favorite podcast app where you can get all of our content where we, in our own way, seek justice.
The Alexander brothers await charges in jail as a New York federal judge deems the trio flight risks. They're extradited to the same jail as Diddy as the Metropolitan Detention Center looms.
The Alexander brothers are so-called real estate bros, rolling in money, also called the new Diddys. All of their trouble started, well, it really started all the way back in high school when they're accused of sex assaulting women all the way back then. But the current day problems, i.e. their charges, all started when one woman spoke out. According to prosecutors, the rapes and sex assaults had been going on for years and years and years until this woman spoke out. Listen.
The Alexander brothers' fall from grace begins when The Real Deal reports on damning lawsuits brought by alleged victims Kate Whiteman and Rebecca Mandel. Whiteman alleges the brothers abducted her in 2012 and brought her to a Hamptons party palace in Watermill, Long Island, where the brothers allegedly dragged her into a large bedroom where she was sexually assaulted, abused, pinned, groped, harassed, battered, and by Alon and Orrin Alexander.
Isn't it amazing, Lynn Shaw joining us from Lynn's Warriors, how it only takes one person to stand up and be counted, one person to speak out, even though they may be afraid, for the whole house of cards to fall down.
Yeah, but we have to educate everybody that we will give you safety. We will give you guardrails. We will stand next to you. That is what I'm hoping all of these dirty Diddys and this Alexander Brothers crime family will bring more public awareness. Again, watering down to, maybe that teen that lives in the Bronx or something like that, that they can come forward. We will take care of them. But I want to point something out. There is so much video evidence here. And I want to go back to what happened with all those videos where they upload it to porn sites. Was there millions of dollars? Because we do a lot of work with
Wait
this.
a minute, Lynn Shaw. Hold on. Wait, Lynn. You're exactly right. Straight out to Christina Awayo joining us, news anchor and investigative reporter. What are these so-called trophies of the real estate bros that have just been revealed?
Yes, well, it's one thing to have a witness testimony, right? But it's an entirely different situation when you have video evidence, as we just saw with the Cassie and Diddy situation. Prosecutors and investigators raided Tell Alexander's Manhattan apartment, and they found a hard drive filled with pictures and videos. They're saying in these videos, of course, there's the quote unquote orgies or the sessions where alleged rape is happening. They are saying that women can be seen highly intoxicated on alcohol or maybe even drugged. They're saying they're seeing in these videos where the brothers are physically manipulating these women's bodies to have sex with them. And most of the time, they're saying these women do not know they're being recorded. There's this one incident that they explain that a woman and a man are having sex in a stall and another person is recording over the stall with a camera. And when the woman sees it, she protests. She says no. So it's going to be pretty difficult. For whatever reason they kept these videos or they have these videos, it's going to be difficult to defend this in court.
Christina, you stated that one of the videos was taken over a stall. What?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So a man and a woman were having sex. It didn't detail if that was forced. It didn't detail what that was exactly, but there is a third person who is holding a video camera up over the bathroom stall where the woman and man are inside of that stall having sex. And the woman sees the camera. She tells them to stop and they don't stop. And that's what prosecutors are saying. They're not listening to these women. They're manipulating their bodies and they won't stop when the women are asking them to stop.
Trophies. To Nima Rahmani joining us, former federal prosecutor, president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, author of Harvard to Hashtags. Nima, trophies have been the undoing of so many criminals. Explain.
Oh, it's great evidence if you're a prosecutor, because people can lie. Criminal defendants lie all the time. Even witnesses and victims can sometimes lie, but video doesn't lie. And when you have video of these sex acts, that is the best evidence when you're a prosecutor, because really there's only two defenses in any sex trafficking case. Either the sexual activity didn't happen or it was consensual. That's it, Nancy. And once you have that video, it certainly takes away the first offense. And then when women are being drugged, it takes away the second as well. And there's really two reasons why people record these sex acts. The first is their own deviant sexual pleasure. And I think that's probably why Diddy was recording his freak-offs. But there's a second reason, and that is to have control over the victims, potentially blackmail them and say, hey, if you come after me, I'm going to leak these videos.
Christina Awayo, isn't it true that these videos were pulled off of a hard drive that was found hidden in a closet during a federal search?
Yes, but in Tall Alexander's Manhattan apartment. So they were really searching. They had the warrant to go through everything and he kept them. He kept them on a hard drive. And it's not just videos, it's pictures as well. And it goes to show that just like he said, men lie, women lie, witnesses lie, perhaps, but the video is not going to lie. And this is pretty tough evidence. However, the defense is already saying this doesn't prove anything. This doesn't prove a commercial act. This doesn't prove that they were drugged. It may prove that they're intoxicated, but he's saying, oh, these are just big. Everybody was willing and there is nothing going on here. So next story, please.